What's up guys, I'm gonna walk you through this project here. This is a fire damaged property that burned down about 2 years ago, and I've been battling back and forth with the city, codes, and contractors to try to get this thing back up and running. Now, as much as I'm trying to get it back up and running, insurance is still paying me $1,600 a month in loss of rents. Just be careful because the paint might be wet. We should be good, but just be careful. Yeah, so like painters were just in here today. We had to rebuild this common area here. This is a 2-unit property. So this was all completely demoed down to the studs. So this is kind of the living room area. You got a bedroom up here. So this is the kitchen area. Some of the problems we had here with the city and codes was these windows. They're less than whatever, I think it is 36 inches, and a window that's less than 36 inches in a kitchen or something like that has to be tempered, supposedly. So they approved it, we put this in, and then they came back and said, oh yeah, you gotta put tempered windows in. So I think we were able to negotiate with them and get them to not do that, but that was one of the headaches we had to deal with. Obviously we have the bathroom here. Out here is obviously my egress. This is something else that was a huge fight with codes and the city. This is right here is where the fire happened. It was a cigarette, and the only thing that was here was just a porch, kind of like this neighbor's house here. So they made me rebuild this deck, and if you look at this deck, it's probably one of the nicest decks you've ever freaking seen. It's like a $12,000 or $15,000 deck they made me add. All my properties I paint now, just all one color. The trim, the walls, the ceiling, I paint them all eggshell alabaster, which is kind of like an off-white. It's easy to touch up and just makes it easier on me as an investor to not have to try to match gray paint. So this is taking us up to unit 2. We did do some reconfiguring here. We expanded the bathroom and made it a lot bigger. This bathroom was tiny, so this is obviously the bathroom. This is the kitchen. One of the cool things we were able to do in here is when this was burned out or smoke damage, there was a drop ceiling here, but I convinced them to let me put this vaulted ceiling in, which is pretty sick. We're gonna have these can recessed lights that should make this have more luxury feel. I don't know if you can see me. So we obviously have a bedroom, and then this would be your living room. Pretty cool. And then there's 2 more bedrooms upstairs. So we did have really nice hardwood floors here, but it looks like the dumbass painters didn't cover them and painted right over them. But it's not that hard to sand, so I'm gonna put LVP up here, luxury vinyl plank. It's engineered plastic. Worst case, if that plank ever goes bad, I'll just pull it up and I'll bring my flooring guy in here. We'll sand these and they'll be shiny. LVP is not as durable as people think it is. It tends to come apart, it shifts. Unless you're putting it on a perfectly level, like concrete slab, you know, as the building just moves and the hardwood floors bounce, it tends to separate. So I tend to like to refinish the hardwood floors, if at all possible, versus putting the plank down. So guys, I just wanted to show you another little project of mine. This is pretty unique. This is a fire damage property, so like, follow, and hit that bell so you can be notified when I drop more content.